poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices. The ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get to the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, the title of this video is going to be on the reverse behaviors I have learned in life from learning how to authentically present myself in who I really am. You know what I'm saying? After fighting a battle of trying to steal my soul, I should say, to convert over to the darkness after so much pain. You know what I'm saying? It's real easy to do. Believe it or not, it's a lot of people in life right now who lost their spirit due to the trauma that they've suffered in life. So they use material possessions in order to feel good about who they are. You know what I'm saying? And the ability to say whatever to get the accolades and the praise that they're so used to getting. You know what I'm saying? Now, in my perspective, you can label these people as bad or whatever you want to call them. But in my mind, everybody is everybody. I just feel like these people, their mind is wired differently. You know what I'm saying? Due to the things they had to endure, you know, and process in life. And being the fact that I somewhat identify with it, it's like, imagine being someone really sensitive in life and knowing how to process and feel emotions, but you act in a way to where you make yourself feel safe. You know what I'm saying? So let me explain to you how people do this, because this is what I've discovered lately. For example, I've noticed that these people who basically, like myself, weren't taught how to be yourself in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? You tend to act in a way where you make a person feel safe to protect who you are. So, like, for example, what I've noticed is the fact that people who in their mind are used to chaos, you know what I'm saying, what they do is they do everything in their power to make those people comfortable. Now, let me give you an example. I had an experience yesterday where, you know what I'm saying, there are some people in the world who feel entitled. So when you don't give them what they want, how they want it, they start flashing, cussing you out, calling you a bunch of names, you know what I'm saying, completely unsatisfied with your service, this, that, and the third, right? That person that's catering that service to them or giving them something is doing everything they can to try to comfort them and be compassionate to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to help you solve this problem. Listen, just come back. I'm going to have a solution for you. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, right? And honestly, it's because the mind has been wired to make these people as comfortable as possible to keep yourself safe, right? And oftentimes it's a studied and learned behavior. They know how to act like that with overly sensitive people because they know they're going to get what they want, right? And because a lot of people are not strong enough to know how to fight that battle, they're extra compassionate to them because they've wired their brain to get used to that. Listen, I'm a product of that same way of learning. I just figured out how to be myself against it, right? So, generally speaking, for somebody like myself, being naturally yourself, like, I'm a person that treats people how I want to be treated. I'm kind. I open the door for people. You feel me? I show respect for people. Now, people that have their mind wired like that, where they're overly compassionate to the ones that just had a whole chaos spill on them, they figure out a way to study you, because in their mind, they think that there is something in how you operate and move that they can use against you to make you show who you really are. You know what I'm saying? So what they do is they have secret meetings, you know what I'm saying? Secret changes, because they're trying to, after study what you do and how you operate, trying to find something to trigger you, to make you mad. So they can be able to be like, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? That person is really just like us, using a mask to cover up the fact that they've switched to the dark side, right? But after so long, when all the changes and all the things that, because look, all the changes and everything that changes is due to go against how you operate. Because these people that are extra compassionate to the aggressive chaos people, they feel as if in life they studied people so good that they know how to study you before you have a chance to make them feel unsafe. So any changes that's made is usually directed towards the person that's caught on to them. You know what I'm saying? And so it's almost as if they're waiting for you to have that breakdown point. You feel me? So again, like I said, they could be able to be like, yeah, that person is wearing a mask just like us. But when you get the opposite results, now it gets to a point to where it's forced back on you to actually look at your behavior and figure out what is really going on. Because now you'll be so triggered on a continuous basis from actually being faced with someone that is on to you and how you operate. You feel me? Because again, a lot of people, including myself, growing up, whether you had family, you didn't have family, the survival and how you grew up and what you learned, you know what I'm saying, is constantly for me to be attacked for you to change who you are and use a mask to cover up the fact that you really dark. It means that you pretend to be nice so that people don't see who you really are. And they study you, and they're so street smart and skilled at doing it that when they come head to head with someone that's really truly themselves and really operate in a way where it's not a mask, that's really who they are, they're now forced to be put in a box where they had to come to terms with the fact that you are not the person that you present yourself to be. You know what I'm saying? And if you just listen and pay attention, you'll see the fake conversations, the fake, you know what I'm saying, participation in what they think people expecting them to say. You know what I'm saying? The flock to chaos, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to someone that's authentically being themselves, it's almost as if like their whole shell cracks open. So when they're in contact with you, they don't have many words. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. The only thing that they know to do in their mind is study you enough and then make changes to affect your system to see if you'll crack. You know what I'm saying? And it's consistent. And when you try to bring it up or when you try to go against it, they always have some rational point of view. Oh, you know, it changes all the time. This is going on. That's going on. But if you realize and are able to pay attention to patterns, you know what I'm saying, you can see that this pattern has been like this for a long time. Why all of a sudden the change now? Because these people usually are afraid that they have come up to someone that's going to make them shake the mask and reveal the real them, something that they've been trying to hide for so long. So I'm going to continue to keep targeting you and attacking you because you're getting closer to having me take off my mask. And I want to make sure that before I take off my mask, that you're not a fraud. You know what I'm saying? That there's not, you know what I'm saying, something you could be triggered by. And the moment I find out you triggered, I'm going to feel like a fool if I remove my mask because you just like us. That is the most beautiful thing about, I feel like, being authentic, being real, being yourself. I don't walk around wearing a mask. I'm really, truly myself. This is really me for real. You know what I'm saying? I treat people the way I want to be treated. I don't have no hate or animosity towards nobody because, look, you got to look at it like this. At some point, you can't blame that behavior on anyone, not even your parents. You can only make a recollection of, like I said in the last video, the feelings, the emotions of why you act that way. And and re-correct them at a certain age. Like, you can't blame that on nobody, that you continue to act like that because it's comfortable for you. You know what I'm saying? You can make changes at any moment. You can choose to operate in a different way at any moment. That's completely up to you. You know what I'm saying? But again, a lot of people have been figuring out how to work the system to get what they want as far as monetary gain by acting that way. So when you're faced with someone that you know is going to be able to live the life that you're living by being themselves, after you painted an image and lie about them and stripped them of everything and made them feel as if they're dependent on you, it shatters their whole world. You know what I'm saying? Now they don't know what to do. They are really just trying to staple the mask to their face. You know what I'm saying? But anytime they're in your presence or around you, the mask automatically shatters. And you would have to be able to pay attention to notice. Because, you know what I'm saying, you could see right through them after they spent their whole life in survival mode, that they feel as if they're better at studying people than anybody. And I feel like the reason why it's no animosity against them is because, granted, I don't know how you looking at me, but we have the same study pattern, meaning I don't know how people see each other or how they judge them, but the way we grew up is somewhat the same. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you grow up with people that hasn't healed from their trauma. It's almost as if you be in survival mode your whole life. And they're trying to help you get used to the fact that they're in survival mode too. So they don't go light on you. I wasn't raised, you know what I'm saying, by overly feminine women. No, I was not. I was raised by, you feel me, women who were beasts. You feel me? So it was almost as if, like, imagine a man trying to explain how emotions are different between male and female, and not understanding that you didn't have feminine women in your life raising you. You had women pit bulls who were raising you due to their unhealed trauma. So how you react to emotions is the same way that a man would. But again, in order for him to feel justifiable and right, he uses experience. It's not related to experience when you process and feel emotion. You know what I'm saying? I was taught how to not be sad, don't cry, that's too soft. And I'm a woman, I'm a girl, and I'm told that not having emotions that's too soft is not okay. So when I got to an age where I had to be like, you know what, that type of way of thinking is gonna get you hurt. You now gotta put on a shield, and you gotta be able to treat people the way that they treat you in order for them to get the lesson. Because if you be too nice, like I said, these people feel as if you're hiding behind something. So they study you to try to target you, because they're not understanding of how someone can honestly be genuine, caring, and compassionate. Because of the fact they've been raised around people who they may have thought was like that until they were triggered and they seen the real them. So their need and understanding and knowledge of compassion is not rationalized with treating that person the same way they're treating them. It's now, I'm going to study you. I'm going to figure out your weaknesses and how to target you. You know what I'm saying? So I can figure out how to get you over here. Because you being too sensitive, you being too caring is something I'm not used to. And I feel like it's fake. Until they test you so many times and realize you are the same person every time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my city is like that. Like, people do not understand genuine compassion and caring without a motive behind it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are walking around wearing a mask to get what they want out of people, but really are so hurt by how they had to learn life. You know what I'm saying? That they're really people who don't care about others. It's just, I'm going to act and pretend and make it seem like I care about you because you have something that I need to be able to fuel my lifestyle. Without it, I have to show my true colors, and that's not going to be pretty for nobody. And now I have to realize I can no longer hide who I truly am. Hey, it's a cold world, but you got to be able to look at it in all ways. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm the type of person who really observes a lot, I have to be able to pay attention, and I realize that because the targeted attacks will make you feel like you being bullied and picked on. But because of me growing up with certain similar people that acted like that, I have compassion. But it's like, listen, I see you now. You know what I'm saying? You may think you see me, but no, I see you. And I'm going to let you know that, you feel me, we going to cut that shit off before it get too out of control. Because I'm going to continue to be me. And if you think this is a war you can win, you're going to lose. Because oftentimes, when those people are faced with someone real, they will be broken down and forced to feel feelings that they never thought they would have to feel, because they always were out to, I'm going to get you before you get me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a real thing. It truly exists. And don't mind the changes. Don't mind the adjustments. These are people who are afraid of you truly figuring them out, that they have meetings and they change stuff to go against your regular programming, because they want to prove to people that you're not really who you say you are. You are really a dark individual that's pretending just like them. And that's the method and the madness behind it. You know what I'm saying? So don't be fooled. Don't be tricked. And don't be afraid when you truly see people for who they are, because that's what really scares them. Because they thought they had it down pack of being able to study people before people were able to study them. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.